Hey YouTube, old man in a kayak stretch line bait and tackle plus quality reseller. I sell online and I do competitive bass fishing, kayak bass fishing. So anyway, I do a couple of things here in my retirement, but I've started putting a lot of videos out, and I put one out a few months ago about random acts of kindness and about helping other people. And I was kind of torn about this because when I help somebody, and I like to do it anonymously and not for recognition, because I think that if you do something for recognition, it takes away from the value. Doesn't mean that it doesn't help that person, but your motives are wrong. You're doing it for the wrong reason. But we should help other people. And I do random acts of kindness, and I don't ask for recognition. I don't ask for praise. I try to be as discreet as possible. And I would like to point out something that happened to me just this morning. And I am a firm believer that life is cyclic. The entire process of life is cyclic. Every single thing that we do, good or bad, has a way of manifesting and coming back around to us. So when I was a when I was an alcoholic knucklehead and doing stupid things, life was kicking the crap out of me. When I sobered up and changed my life and made these changes, I noticed things in my life started improving. I mean, and it didn't happen overnight, and it's little. And then the thing I've noticed is I can perform a random act of kindness, not expecting anything in return, and somehow, some way down the road, I'm blessed. And it kind of happened to me this morning where a random act of kindness was performed to me, and it doesn't sound like much, but I'm it just goes to point out that uh, random acts of kindness do not go unnoticed by life. I'm going to share this little story with you this morning, and it's nothing big, and it's not important, but it was one of those things like, hey, I know why this happened to me. And so on the way to my warehouse this morning, I stopped at 7-Eleven. It was real early in the morning, like, oh, I don't know, like 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. I start early, and so I was hungry though, and so I popped in 7-Eleven. I grabbed a couple of the burritos, I think, or something like that. But anyway, I go up there to pay. I forgot my wallet. I left my wallet at home. And I told the guy at the register, I said, hang on, man, I forgot my wallet. Let me go look in the car, see if I have any cash. So I went out in the car, and I only had like a couple dollars in the car. So I go back in. I said, hey, man, I apologize. I don't, I left my wallet at home, and let me put this stuff back up. Well, he handed me the sack, and he said, don't worry about it. It's covered. And I was like, wow, thank you. I mean, because I didn't ask for anything, I wasn't expecting anything, but it was a random act of kindness performed to me. Now, granted, I wasn't in a need position at that time. You know what I mean? I didn't need the food. I had food at my warehouse, I had food at home. You know what I mean? And I have cash at the warehouse and cash at home, and so I could have gone to the house or the warehouse, got my wallet, got my cash, and so I mean that's not the point. But and I was driving off, I was thinking, I was like, wow, what a that was a random act of kindness returned to me. And now I am going to go back this afternoon or this evening, and I'm going to hand that gentleman, probably tomorrow morning, hand that gentleman a $10 bill, which is much more than what the items I got cost. But it's still uh, it's nice when a stranger gives you that trust or throws that act of kindness towards you. And then I know exactly why that happened. It happened because I perform random acts of kindness. And my life has changed so much and so drastically over the years, the way I act and the way I treat and the way I treat other people and the way I do things. And now, I mean, I don't give money to the professional panhandlers standing on the street corners. I don't. I feel that 98% of those people are scamming the crap out of us. So I never, ever, ever do that because I don't know how to discern the 98% of scammers from the 2% that really need it. So I do other random acts of kindness. And so anyway, the whole point of this video is just, We can make this whole world, this whole country, just a little bit better if we would all do that. Just and it doesn't have to be anything drastic or major. It could be something. It could be something simple, and it's. I mean, and it doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could be something as holding the door open for somebody. You know, being polite to other people. You see an older person, and I saw this the other day, an older person that was struggling, the wind was blowing, and they were struggling trying to get their groceries in the car, and I just stopped and hey, I'm an old guy too, but I wasn't that old, but I stopped and helped her put the groceries in her car, and I went and put her card up for her, and said, hey, have a nice day, and walked off. I don't expect anything, don't want anything, but it was just that doing that act of kindness because life is cyclic and reciprocal, and it will give you what you put into it. If you're running around being an asswipe, life's going to dump on you. I'm telling you, one way or another, it comes around on you. And if you're doing these random acts of kindness, it'll come back on you in some way, shape, or form on down the road. So, anyway, hey, just my little 2 cents rant worth this morning. So, uh, we're in the start of 2025, and I am under the firm belief that 2025 is going to be a much better year than 2024 and 2023. Because, oh my God, those years were pretty rough. And then I was so sick and tired of the political machines pitting the middle class against each other and trying to divide us. So, hey, let's do our part and not be divided and not let them win. Alrighty. So, hey, everybody, have a great 2025.